First question. Consider the following statement regarding FINSAS system. FINSAS stand for Future Infantry Soldier. FINSAS system is a program for infantry modernization aimed at increasing the operational capability of the soldier. Second one, Nippon mines are indigenously designed and developed anti-personnel mines termed by the DRDO. The landing craft assault is meant to serve as a replacement for the boats with limited capabilities currently in use in the Pangong Tso Lake, indigenously developed by Goa-based Aquarius Shipyard Limited. Second question. Consider the following statement regarding biosentine. It is it is CubeSat that will carry microorganisms in the form of yeast into deep space to evaluate the health risk of radiation in deep space. It's a part of NASA's Artemis 1 mission. Third question. Which among the following has recently launched the pilot project of using drones in healthcare, agriculture, and disaster management under the Medicine from the Sky project is in association with the World Economic Forum? Answer: Arunachal Pradesh. Fourth question. Consider the following statement which are correct. Web 1.0 refers to the read only web. Web 2.0 refers to the participative social web. Web 3.0 refers to read, write, execute web. All are correct. Fifth question. Consider the following statement. Hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles only emit water as emission. Hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles have a quick refueling time than battery powered conventional fuel cells. Expensive and manufactured due to the high cost of catalyst, that is platinum, lack of infrastructure to support the distribution of hydrogen. A lot of currently available fuel technology is in a prototype stage and not yet validated. Question number 6. Consider the following statement regarding facial recognition technology. Facial recognition is an algorithm based technology that creates a digital map of the face by identifying the mapping and individual facial features. Currently, FDR is not explicitly regulated by any legal mechanism in India. Question number 7. Consider the following statement regarding the traditional knowledge digital library. It seeks to prevent the misappropriation of the country's traditional medicinal knowledge through patenting. It is established in 2001 by CSIR and the Ministry of Ayush. The TKDL, that is Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, contains documentation of publicly available traditional knowledge that relates to Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Yoga in digitalized form. Consider the following statement regarding IDEX platform. IDEX platform about innovation of defense excellence. It was launched by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in 2018. It essentially provides a unified platform for various stakeholders in the defense and aerospace sector. It acts as an umbrella organization to oversee technology development and potential collaboration in the field. The support for prototype and research kickstart in defense framework by the Defense Innovation Organization (HIDEX) under the aegis of the Ministry of Defense, in partnership with Atal Innovation Mission, is aimed at supporting startup MSMEs innovators to create prototype and or commercialize product solution in National Defense and Security. It will be funded by the Defense Innovation Organization, that is DIO, under the Ministry of Defense. Question number 9. Satellites that orbit Earth are mostly placed in circular orbits, not elliptical. Why? Most objects, such as satellites and spacecraft, are put in elliptical orbit only temporarily. They are then either pushed up to circular orbits at a greater height, or an acceleration is increased until the trajectory changes from an ellipse to a hyperbola, and the spacecraft escapes the gravity of the Earth in order to further move into space. For example, to the Moon or Mars, or further away. Satellites that orbit the Earth is mostly placed in circular orbits. One reason is that if the satellite is used for imaging the Earth, it is easier if it is fixed distant from the Earth. If the distance keeps changing, as in the elliptical orbit, keeping the cameras focused can become complicated. Question number 10. Thus the following statement regarding small satellite launch vehicle. The Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle and Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle are quite powerful and carry huge load to place on to, to place an Earth orbiting satellite in a low Earth orbit. One does not need such powerhouse horses. The small satellite launch vehicle can easily carry small to medium load from 10 kg to 500 kg. It is less expensive. The three stages being powered by solid fuel is another advantage. Solid fuel is easier to handle, whereas handling the liquid propellant used in PSLV and GSLV is more complex. Consider the following statement regarding SSL. The maiden flight of ISRO's newly developed small satellite launch vehicle suffered a setback with data loss at the terminal stage. After setback on Sunday with data loss at terminal stage, after three stages had performed and separated, a planned third ended up being placed in an elliptical orbit and are no longer usable. The small satellite launch vehicle, which uses three solid fuel based stages and a liquid fuel based velocity trimming module to place a satellite in orbit, was designed keeping in mind the quick turnaround time needed for commercial launch. The small satellite launch vehicle was India's official foray into the commercial small satellite launch market around the world, while ISRO's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is PSLV, has so far catered to most of India's space launches so far. The small satellite launch vehicle is expected to become a frequent launch vehicle of choice. Question number 12. Consider the following statement regarding space junk caused by uncontrolled re-entry of space shuttle. The Space Liability Convention of 1972 defines responsibility in case of space object causes harm. The treaty says that a launching state shall be absolutely liable to pay compensation for damage caused by its space object on the surface of the earth or to aircraft, and liable for damage due to its fault in space. The convention also provides for procedures for the settlement of claims for damages. However, there is no law against space junk crashing back to earth. Question number 13. Consider the following pairs: solar power plant state. In recent event, Prime Minister dedicated and laid the foundation stone of various green energy projects of NTPC worth of rupees 5,200 crore. He inaugurated the 100 MV Ramagundam floating solar project in Telangana and the 92 megawatt Kayamkulam floating solar project in Kerala. He laid the foundation stone of the 735 megawatt no solar project in Rajasthan. Kamuti Solar Power Project is a photovoltaic power station spread over an area of 2,500 acres in Kamuti, Ramanathapuram district, 90 km from Madurai, Tamil Nadu, with a generating capacity of 648 megawatt power at a single location. It is the world's 12th largest solar park based on capacity. Bad- Badla Solar Park is spread over total area of 5,700 hectares, that is 14,000 acres in Badla, Palodi Tehsil, Jodhpur district, Rajasthan, India. This park is total capacity of 2,245 megawatt. Question 14. Consider the following statement regarding the BrahMos missile. It is a medium-range stealth ramjet supersonic cruise missile that can be launched from submarine ship, aircraft, or land. Its function on the fire and forget principle with high accuracy. It has been included in all three divisions of the Indian military. Question number 15. Consider the following statements regarding James Webb Telescope. James Webb Telescope was developed with assistance of the European Space Agency and the Canada Space Agency by NASA. It does not orbit around the Earth, rather it orbits around the second Lagrange point, or L2. It is the largest optical telescope in space to capture for distant galaxies. Question number 16. Which of the following statements regarding bisphenol A are correct? It is a odorless solid which is soluble in organic solvent but poorly soluble in water. It is used in the process of manufacturing polycarbonates, plastics, and epoxy resin as a plasticizer. BPA is known as an endocrine disruptor. Question number 17. Consider the following statement regarding small satellite launch vehicle. The small satellite launch vehicle can carry satellite weighing um, a maximum up to 600 kg. The small satellite launch vehicle can carry satellite weighing a maximum up to 500 kg to low orbit, while the PSLV can launch satellite weighing about 1000 kg. It is a small lift launch vehicle being developed by the Indian Space Research Organization with payload capacity to deliver 500 kg to the low Earth orbit or 300 kg to Sun synchronous orbit for launching small satellite with the capability to support multiple orbital drop-off. Types of orbits. Geostationary orbit above the equator at an altitude of 35,786 km. Low Earth orbit at an altitude of less than 1000 km but could be as low as 160 km above the Earth. Medium Earth orbit anywhere between low Earth orbit and geostationary orbit. Polar orbit, low Earth orbit, as they are low altitudes between 200 to 1000 km. Sun synchronous orbit at an altitude between 600 to 800 km. Transfer orbit, special kind of orbit used to get from one orbit to another. Geostationary transfer orbit. Lagrange points, specific points far out in space where the gravitational fields of the Earth and Sun combine in such a way that spacecraft that orbit them remain stable and can thus be anchored relative to Earth. Question number 18. Consider the following statement regarding dark matter. Dark matter is a chief component of the universe and its density drops as the volume of the universe expands. Dark matter hollow affects the motion of the stars in stellar bar by bulking mechanism. Question number 19. Consider the following statement, which are correct. Virtual reality refers to the alternate world that is digitally simulated and accessed through various devices designed for the purpose. Augmented reality morphs the mundane physical world into greater experience through the use of cameras and screens. Question number 20. Consider the following statement regarding Vikas engine. It is a family of liquid fluid rocket engine. ISRO recently conducted a successful qualification test of its high thrust Vikas engine at the ISRO's propulsion complex in Tamil Nadu's Mahendragiri. The Vikas engine will power the ambitious Gaganyaan mission into space. It is the family of liquid fluid rocket engines. It is used in polar satellite launch vehicles and geosynchronous satellite launch vehicles, series of expendable launch vehicles for space launch use. Question number 21. Consider the following statements regarding UV light, which are correct. It is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum between X-ray and visible light. Exposure to UV light is greater in the areas covered with snow. Question number 22. Consider the following statement, which are correct. A supermoon occurs when the orbit of the moon is close to the earth at the same time when the moon is full. An exomoon or extrasolar moon is a natural satellite that orbits an exoplanet. Question number 23. Recently launched Hyderabad Declaration is associated with promoting e-governance. Union Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh recently emphasized that the e-governance initiative should be citizen-centric and increase transparency and accountability. Addressing the 24th National Governance on E-Governance in Hyderabad, the minister stressed the need for right and optimum use of e-governance initiative, especially in the post-COVID era. The minister said the purpose of e-governance is to bring ease of life for common citizens. Question number 24. Chips to Startups C2S program is a flagship program of CDAC. Chips to Startup program. It aims to train 85,000 high quality and qualified engineers in the area of very large scale integration and embedded system design, as well as result in the development of 175 ASICs, that is application specified integrated circuits, working prototypes of 20 systems on chips and IP core repository over a period of 5 years. CDAC, that is Center for Development of Advanced Computing, a scientific society operating under MITI, will serve as a nodal agency for the program. Question number 25. Consider the following statement regarding millimeter wave band. Millimeter wave band or wave is a particular segment of radio frequency spectrum that ranges between 24 GHz to 100 GHz. This spectrum, as the name suggests, has the short wavelength and is adapted to deliver greater speed and lower latencies. Whereas higher efficiency. This in turn makes data transfer efficient and seamless as the currently available network work optimally on lower frequency bandwidth. Shortcoming of lower wavelength. When it comes to data speed, these bands fail to hit the peak potential needed for a true 5G experience. So wave is the quintessential piece in the 5G jigsaw puzzle for mobile service provider. Though although 5G service can be deployed using low frequency bands, they can cover greater distance and are proven to work efficiently even in urban environments which are prone to interference. Question number 26. Consider the following statements regarding NISAR mission. NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar mission is a joint project between NASA and ISRO to co-develop and launch a dual-frequency synthetic aperture radar on an Earth observation satellite. The satellite will be the first radar imaging satellite to use dual frequency. It will be used for remote sensing. The satellite will be launched from India abroad a GSLV Mk3 on 29th January 2023. The orbit will be a sun synchronous dawn to dusk type. The planned mission life is 3 years. NASA will provide a mission L-band synthetic aperture radar SAR, a high rate telecommunication subsystem for scientific data GPS receivers, a solid state recorder, and a payload data subsystem. ISRO will provide the satellite bus and S band synthetic aperture radar. Uh, the launch vehicle and associated launch services. Payload L band 1.25 GHz 24 cm wavelength polarimetric SAR to be produced by NASA. S band 3.20 GHz 9.3 cm wavelength polarimetric SAR to be produced by ISRO. Question number 27. Consider the following statement regarding broadcast audio broadcast audience research council BARC. India is a joint industry body funded by Broadcast Audience Research Council. India is a joint industry body funded by organizations that represent Indian broadcasters and advertisers and advertising and media agencies. It is the world's largest television measurement science industry body. It uses audio watermark technology to measure the viewership of TV channels, and it also measures time shifted viewing and simulcast. The company was incorporated in 2010. It is based in Mumbai, India. Question number 28. Consider the following statement about GPS aided geo augmented navigation. It is Gagan. The Indian Space Research Organisation and Airport Authority of India have implemented GPS-aided geo-augmented navigation Gagan project as a satellite-based augmentation system for the Indian airspace. Gagan is the first SPAS, that is satellite-based augmentation system for Indian airspace. Gagan uh, is the first SBAS system in the world to serve the equatorial region and is interoperable with other SBAS systems like US WAS, European EGNOS, and Japanese MSAS, etc. Gagan Geo footprint extends from Africa to Australia and has expansion capability from seamless navigation service across the region or globe. Question number 29. Consider the following satellite-based navigation system are correctly matched with their countries or region. GPS Global Positioning System US, GLONASS Russia, Galileo Europe, Baidu China, IRNSS India. Question number 30. Consider the following statement. The Artemis Artemis Accords are an international agreement between governments participating in the Artemis program, an American led effort to return humans to moon by 2024 and to ultimately expand and deepen space exploration. Drafted under the auspice, auspices of the US Space Agency, NASA, the Accords established a framework for cooperation in the civil exploration and peaceful use of Moon, Mars, and other astronomical objects. India is currently not a signatory to this treaty. Question number 31. Consider the following statements regarding MOUNS. MUONS. The American Particle Accelerator Friendly Lab that carries the Mount G2 experiment founded that the mounts are not moving the way they would when exposed to magnetic field. The G factor measures the strength of the mount internal magnet, which determines the measure by which it wobbles when exposed to the magnetic field. The mounts that hit the Earth result from the particle of the Earth's atmosphere collide with cosmic ray high energy proton and atomic nuclei that moves through space at just below the speed of light. Mounts exist for only 2.2 microsecond before they decay into an electron and two kinds of neutrinos. However, because they move at nearly the speed of light, mounts travel far before decaying. Mounts created in the atmosphere constantly hit every inch of the Earth's surface and pass through almost any substance. The, uh, the, they move at nearly the speed of light. They pass through almost any substance. They decay into an electron and two kinds of neutrinos. Question number 32. Consider the following statement regarding gravitational lensing. Gravitational lensing is one of the prediction of Einstein's theory of relativity. A gravitational lens is the distribution of matter, such as cluster of galaxies, between the distant light source and an observer that is capable of bending the light from the source as the light travels through the observer. This effect is known as gravitational lensing, and the amount of bending is one of the predictions of Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity. Question number 33. Sometimes Kessler syndrome is seen in the news. It is associated with space debris. Consider the following statement regarding Nirbhaya missile. India's first indigenously produced cruise missile. It can be used to carry both conventional and nuclear warheads and can strike a target up to 1000 km. That can be fired from land and submarine. Question number 35. Consider the following statements regarding Project Dharpan. Its objective was to achieve financial inclusion of the unbanked rural population. Office for a New India is a project to improve the quality of service, add value to service, and achieve financial inclusion for unbanked rural population. Branch post office have migrated under the Durban project with the aim of the financial inclusion to rural population, and it is targeted to complete the project by March 2018. As part of the IT modernization project, the Department of Posts has carried out business process reengineering across various functional areas and has created to be processes that will enable it to achieve these objectives. Question number 36. Consider the following statement regarding global partnership on artificial intelligence. GPAI is an international and multi-stakeholder initiative to regulate and patent innovation in the sector of artificial intelligence. India is a member of GPAI. GPAI will be supported by a secretariat to be hosted by Organization for Economical Cooperation and Development in Paris. Question number 37. Consider the following statement regarding SPADX or Space Docking Experiment. Docking refers to connecting of two flying objects in space either to transfer men or material from one to another or to join two structures to make a bigger one. SpaceX or Space Docking Experiment is a twin spacecraft mission being developed by the Indian Space Research Organization to mature technologies relating to orbital rendezvous, docking, formation flying, and remote robotic arm operation with the scope of application in human space flight, in space satellite servicing, and other proximity operation. Question number 38. Recurrent neural networks, that is RNNs, frequently seen in deep learning technology, is applied to analyze data from audio. Question number 39. Responsible AI for Youth is a program to empower youth to become AI ready and help reduce the AI skill gap in India. It is launched by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Proof of burn and proof of work are the terms sometimes seen in use in the context of cryptocurrency transaction. Consider the following statements with respect to GSLV, which are correct. The GSLV is designed mainly to deliver the communication satellites to the highly elliptical geosynchronous transfer orbits. GSLV Mark 1 is a three-stage vehicle utilizing a cryogenic engine. Question number 42. Consider the following statement. Water vapors are not a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse effect. The atmosphere traps sun radiation and maintains adequate temperature, thus supporting life. This phenomenon is called greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide molecules trap heat. They are transparent into the incoming solar radiation but not the outgoing heat radiation. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is 0.03%. Disturbance in this concentration may disturb the greenhouse balance. Question number 43. Which among the following are examples of longitudinal waves? Answer: sound waves and seismic P waves. Question number 44. Consider the following statement, which are correct. The real-time train information system in train not only monitors precise speed but also the movement throughout the journey from first point to the destination. It has been developed with the help of Indian Space Research Organization, Airport Authority of India's Gagan, Global Positioning System, and aided geo-augmented navigation, originally developed for air traffic management. Question number 45. The main aim of the PASIPHAE project is to study the polarization in the light coming from the stars. Polar areas stellar imaging in polarization high accuracy experiment. Question number 46. Which of the following factors are responsible for the generation of tides? Answer: Moon's gravitational pull, Sun's gravitational pull, centrifugal force. Question number 47. Consider the following statement regarding proton therapy. Proton therapy is a type of radiation therapy. It uses proton rather than X-ray to treat cancer. Like X-ray radiation, proton therapy is a type of external beam radiation therapy. It painlessly delivers radiation through the skin from the machine outside the body. The proton is the positively charged particle. At high energy, proton can destroy cancer cells. Question number 48. Consider the following statement regarding the National Policy on Biofuels 2018. Biofuel policy. The National Policy on Biofuels 2018 notified on 8/6/2018 inter alia allows the production of ethanol from damaged food grains like wheat, broken rice, etc., which are unfit for human consumption. The policy also allows conversion of surplus quantities of food grains to ethanol based on the approval of the National Biofuel Coordination Committee. Use of damaged food grains and surplus food grains for production of ethanol will increase its availability for ethanol blended petrol program. National Policy on Biofuels 2018 approved by the government envisages an indicative target of 20% blending of ethanol in petrol and 5% blending in biodiesel in the diesel by 2030. Recently, Government of India has announced that the target of 20% ethanol blended petrol has been advanced by 5 years to 2025. Under the EBP ethanol blended petrol program, ethanol blending in petrol is being undertaken by the oil marketing companies in the whole country except island union territories of Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep, wherein OMCs blended up to 10% ethanol in petrol under the EBP program. Further, government has approved Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Yojana to provide viability gap funding to second generation bioethanol manufacturing projects to increase the availability of ethanol for the EBP program. Question number 49. Sometimes the term cyberknife is seen in use. It is an robotic radiosurgery device. Question number 50. Consider the following statement regarding Ed- Edgeworth Kuiper belt. The Kuiper belt is a circumstellar disk in the outer solar system extending from the orbit of Neptune to 30 astronomical units to approximately 50 astronomical units from the Sun. It is similar to the asteroid belt, but it is far larger, 20 times as wide as 20 to 200 times as massive. The Kuiper belt holds significance for the study of planetary system on at least two levels. Second, it is widely believed that the Kuiper belt is a source of short period comets. It acts as a reservoir for these bodies in the same way that the Oort cloud acts as a reservoir for the long period comets. Question number 51. Consider the following statements regarding the black box in aeroplanes. It helps in locating the cockpit voice recorder as the flight data recorder is the aftermath of the plane crash that occurs at sea. Well, they do nothing to help the plane when it is in the air. Both the pieces of equipment are should the plane should the plane crash, as they help crash investigators find out what happened just before the crash. Any commercial aeroplane or corporate jet is required to be equipped with a cockpit voice recorder and a flight data recorder. It is these two items of separate equipment which we commonly refer as a black box. Question number 52. Which of the following are the objective of the FASER or a forward research experiment often seen in news? Answer: study of dark matter, the study of neutrino mass. Question number 53. A Kibble balance or watt balance, sometimes seen in news, is used to measure which of the following parameters? Answer: weight. Question number 54. Trace Gas Orbiter (TGO) is a jointly launched Mars mission by Russian and European Space Agency. Question number 55. Consider the following statement regarding the significance of Higgs boson particle study. Finding signs of dark matter exploring new atomic particles and their interaction. Question number 56. Which of the following are effect of geomagnetic storm? Answer: extra drag on satellite in low Earth orbit, modification of path of radio signals, disruption of the navigation system such as the global navigation satellite system, creation of harmful geomagnetic induced currents in the power grid and pipelines. Es- Escapade is a spacecraft mission launched by NASA to Mars. Question number 58. Katrin, Katrin experiment is associated with determine a mass of the subatomic particle. Question number 59. Consider the following statements regarding innovate in India. It is a mission to accelerate biopharmaceutical development in India. It will be implemented by Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. Question number 60. Consider the following statement regarding the Outer Space Treaty. It laid the foundation for international space law. India is the party to this treaty. Question number 61. Consider the following statement regarding VMAX technology. The technology is similar to Wi-Fi but provides high-speed broadband access over a large area with less interference. It can run where Wi-Fi hotspots are not available. Question number 62. Which of the following is not related to solar panel manufacture in India? Answer: trade receivables discounting system. Thus, things related to solar panel manufacture are domestic content requirements, safeguard duty, modified special incentive package schemes. Question number 63. Consider the following systems regarding cryptojacking. Cryptojacking is a type of cyber attack in which the hacker co-opts a target computing power to illicitly mine cryptocurrency on the hacker's behalf. WannaCry and WannaMine are malicious software used for cryptojacking. Question number 64. Consider the following statement regarding Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. IRNSS will provide two types of services, namely standard positioning services, which provide to all the users, and restrict services, which is an encrypted service provided only to the authorized users. IRNSS is an independent regional navigation satellite system being developed by India. Consider the following statements regarding DART mission. It is a part of Asteroid Impact and Deflection Assessment (AIDA) mission concept. It will demonstrate the kinetic impactor technique striking the asteroid to shift its orbit. The Asteroid Impact and Deflection Assessment Mission concept is an international collaboration among the European Space Agency, NASA Observation, De La Côte d'Azur (OCA), and the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. Question number 66. Consider the following pairs. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Taiwan 1 Mars mission. Arkita M remote Russia. Russia will soon launch its first Arkita M satellite for monitoring the Arctic climate and environment. Russia's Arkita M remote sensing and emergency communication satellite will gather meteorological data in the polar region of the Earth, which will allow improving weather forecast and will enable scientists to better study climate change. NASA's Ice Cloud and Land Elevation Satellite 2 measures Arctic Ocean sea ice thickness snow cover. It's a part of NASA's Earth Observing System. It's a satellite mission for measuring the ice sheet elevation and sea ice thickness. IceSat 2 has a laser altimeter which uses pulse of light to precisely measure height down to about an inch. China's space program is now slated to launch Mars mission the Taiwan 1, which is expected to land on red planet surface in first quarter of 2021, named after the ancient Chinese poem Question to Heaven. The Taiwan 1, an all-in-one orbiter ladder and rover which search the Martian surface for water, ice, investigate soil characteristics, and study the atmosphere among completing other objectives. Question number 67. Consider the following statements regarding transiting exoplanet survey satellite. It is a finding exoplanet that periodically block part of the light from their host star. It looks for dips in the visible light of stars to determine the size of the exoplanet. It was developed by NASA's Explore program. Question number 68. Consider the following statements regarding Nuclear Command Authority. Political Council is chaired by Prime Minister. The directives of NCA are to be operationalized by the strategic forces commanded under the control of the Commander-in-Chief of the rank of Air Marshal. NCA is responsible for command, control and operational designs regarding India's nuclear weapon program. The organizational structure of NCA includes Political Council and Executive Council. Executive Council is headed by National Security Advisor and Political Council is headed by Prime Minister. Question number 69. Consider the following statement regarding Kordylewski clouds. Kordylewski clouds are large concentration of dust that exist at the L4 and L5 Lagrangian points of the Earth's moon system. They were first reported by Polish astronomer Kazimierz Kordylewski in the 1960s and confirmed to exist in October 2018. The Kordylewski clouds are exceptionally faint and whether one can see them with the naked eye or normal cameras depends heavily on the state of the weather. Question number 70. Consider the following statement regarding Calvary class of submarine. These are being constructed by the public sector shipbuilder Mazagon Dock Limited under Project 75. INS Karanj is the last and latest addition in Calvary class of submarine. This class of submarine has diesel, electric and transmission system and these primarily attack submarine or hunter-killer type, which means they are designed to target and sink the adversary naval vessel. Question number 71. Which of the following is correct regarding the Horizon 2020 mission? It is a EU funding program for research and innovation. The European Union and India have agreed to flagship call topic for international cooperation on the next generation influenza vaccine aiming to advancing the efficiency and safety, duration, immunity and reactivity against the increased breadth of influenza strains. For this call, European Commission through the EU funding program for research and innovation Horizon 2020 has committed Euro 15 million and Department of Biotechnology, Government of India agreed to match the amount. In total funding of Euro 30 million will thus be available. Question number 72. Consider the following statement with respect to nanoparticle. The nanoparticle is a small particles that ranges between 1 to 100 nanometers in size. These particles may be spherical, tubular or irregularly shaped. Nanoparticles are classified into two groups of natural or synthetic nanoparticles, and these groups are divided further into organic or inorganic subgroups. based on chemical composition of the nanoparticles. Although fullerenes and carbon nanotubes are considered to be engineered nanoparticles, natural fullerenes and carbon nanotubes also exist in the environment. Some of these fullerenes have an interstellar origin and were brought to the Earth by comets and meteorites. Fullerenes and carbon nanotubes with geogenic or pyrogenic origin are among natural nanoparticles. Although fullerenes and carbon nanotubes are considered to be engineered nanoparticles, natural fullerenes and carbon nanotubes also exist in the environment. Some of these fullerenes, oh my god. Question 73. Consider the following statement regarding HYSIS hyperspectral imaging satellite. It is the latest Earth observation satellite developed by ISRO. The primary goal of HYSIS is to study the Earth's surface in the visible and near infrared and shortwave infrared region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Question number 74. Consider the following statement regarding recently launched X-ray polarimetry explorer mission. It aims to measure the polarization of X-ray from most extreme and mysterious objects in the universe. The finding of the mission will explore the origin and formation of black holes. This mission has been launched by NASA. Question number 75. Consider the following statement regarding the experimental advanced superconducting tokamak device. The ultimate goal of that is experimental advanced superconducting tokamak device is to create nuclear fusion like the sun using deuterium abound in the sea. It is designed by China. Question number 76. Which of the following are the missions which are associated with Venus planet exploration? Answer: Magellan, NASA; Veritas, NASA; Akatsuki, JAXA; Da Vinci, NASA; Parker Probe, NASA. Question number 77. Consider the following statements. Dark matter is a visible material that only interacts with regular matter through gravity and holds together entire galaxies and groups of galaxies. Question number 78. Consider the following statement with respect to holography. Holography is a process that creates three-dimensional image using laser beams, the properties of interference and diffraction and illumination of the recording. Holography can be constructed not only with the light waves of laser but also with sound waves, microwaves and X-ray. Holography is able to detect deep object within space. By recording the radio waves they emit. Question 79. Billy Eye experiment is associated with research about dark matter. Question number 80. Consider the following statement regarding Large Hadron Collider. LHC primarily collides proton beams at a very high speed to test the prediction of the different theories of the particle physics. LHC has detected the heaviest Higgs boson particle. Question number 81. Consider the following statement regarding Gagan GPS aided geo-augmented navigation. The Indian Space Research Organisation and Airport Authority of India have implemented the GPS aided geo-augmented navigation Gagan. The Gagan signal are not encrypted. Gagans can help farmers in aerial crop spraying and precision farming. Question number 82. Consider the following statement regarding 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, that is FAST. It would help in the hunt for gravitational waves and probe the mysterious fleeting blast of radiation. It is launched by China. Question number 83. Consider the following statement regarding Bose-Einstein condensation. Bose-Einstein condensation is the state of matter which is also called as the fifth state of matter, formed when the gas of Bunsen at low density is cooled to temperature very close to absolute zero temperature. Question number 84. Consider the following statement regarding IceSat-2 satellite. It will help in estimating the annual elevation change of land ice in the Greenland and Antarctic ice sheet. Question number 85. Consider the following statement regarding PM Warning. This project aims at delivering broadband connectivity through public Wi-Fi hotspots. Question number 86. Consider the following statement regarding semi-synchronous orbit satellite. The orbit of the semi-synchronous satellites have close to zero in eccentricity, meaning they are near circular. Remote sensing satellites are mostly semi-synchronous satellites. Sorry, this second statement is wrong. They are geosynchronous satellite. Question number 87. The rescue agreement sometimes seen in news is associated with an agreement setting forth rights and obligation of states concerning the rescue of person in space. Question number 88. Consider the following statement regarding Hayabusa 2. Hayabusa 2 is an asteroid sample return mission operated by the Japanese State Space Agency JAXA. Hayabusa 2 was launched in December 2014 and rendezvoused in space with near-Earth asteroid. Question number 89. Log4 shell recently in news is a kind of cybersecurity vulnerability. Question number 90. Consider the following statement regarding India semiconductor mission. The scheme would provide fiscal support of up to 50% of the project cost for setting up semiconductor and display fabrication unit. Question number 91. New WISE project of NASA was recently seen in news. It's aimed to study and identify near-Earth objects. Question number 92. Consider the following statements regarding experimental advanced superconducting tokamak East. China is the hosting nation for conducting the experiment. Question number 93. Consider the following statement regarding laser communication relay demonstration LCRD. It will help to test optical communication in space. Using lasers, LCRD will send data to Earth at 1.2 gigabyte per second. Question number 94. Consider the following statement. A geosynchronous orbit satellite synchronizes with the rotation of the Earth. Question number 95. Consider the following statement regarding the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons or the Nuclear Weapon Ban Treaty. It is recently come into force on 22 January 2021. The international campaign to abolish nuclear weapons superheaded the effort of signing the Nuke Ban Treaty and was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 2017. Question number 96. Consider the following statement with respect to endosulfan. Endosulfan is a chlorinated hydrocarbon insecticide. It can act as endocrine disruptor, cause reproductive and developmental damage in both animals and humans. Question number 97. Consider the following statement regarding recently launched Project O2 for India. An expertise warned for the possible third wave of COVID-19. India has begun laying the foundation to be able to handle any such crisis in the future, installing pressure swing adsorption oxygen plants across different hospitals in India, setting up modular hospital, and Project O2 are some steps taken by the Defense Research or Development Organization and Health Ministry. As per DRDO, a total of 850 oxygen plants are being set up in various districts of the country from PM CARES Fund to cater to the needs of the country in fighting the pandemic. Question number 19. Arrange in the order from the surface to center of the earth. First one, Moho discontinuity, Athenosphere, Gutenberg's discontinuity, source of Earth's magnetism. Question number 19. Guess the following statement. Octane rating are measure of fuel refinement that help with improved combustion and avoid engine knocking. Recently, Indian Oil has launched world-class premium lit petrol octane 100 in the country. Question number 100. Consider the following statement regarding Yuan-Gan 34R. Yuan 34 was described as an optical remote sensing satellite for surveying land resources urban. It was launched by China. Yuan 34 describes as an optical remote sensing satellite for surveying land resource, urban planning, road network design, crop yield estimation, and disaster prevention and reduction.